What good is a world without color? That's the central question asked in Rainbow Billy and the Curse of the Leviathan, a platforming, puzzle-solving parable that teaches the importance of self-acceptance, friendship, and goal-setting, while offering a pleasant playing experience in a diverse world full of imagination. It might sound like too much for some, but I found Rainbow Billy to be inviting, functional, both as an educational lesson and as a worthwhile adventure game thanks to its thoughtful tale about morality, portrayed in a charming stop-motion animation style, with a storybook narrative and a wavelength of themes as varied as the color spectrum. While its target audience appears to be the younger generation, Rainbow Billy operates on a level of emotional maturity story-wise and mechanical proficiency gameplay-wise to appeal to all ages of gamers. With its creative and wholesome design and focus on intuitive puzzle solving, Rainbow Billy gives you the mission to recolor the world and its many creatures, while making one new friend at a time. These friends all resemble some of our favorite animals, reimagined in many geometric shapes and shades of the rainbow by way of an artful, seemingly hand-drawn and personalized aesthetic. Each of these companions, as colorful on their insides as their exteriors, shares a moral message of value, touching on relatable themes of perseverance, depression, introversion, poverty, abuse, environmentalism, ambition, self-image, and identity. There's a part of each of their stories that I think speaks to all of us, some more than others, and I sense that the developers might have injected bits of their own biographies to make the story of Billy and their rainbow reality whole. The story begins with the essence of color being snatched by the Leviathan, a monochrome monster developed out of the main character's insecurities, a metaphor for the sadness and self-loathing we all wish to push away. This storyline reminds me directly of Steamboat Willie, or perhaps more accurately, The Babadook, in which a family tragedy creates both a literal and figurative beast of burden that threatens the well-being of the survivors. Here, the game touches on the grim reality of death and grief, juxtaposed against the comfort of hopes and dreams, and just as tragedy can cloud the aura of joy we hope to bask in, the emotional warmth of the world is erased when the colors disappear, and it is up to Billy and friends to bring them back. In search for magical assistance to undo the Leviathan's misguided mischief, Billy sets sail on the allied Friendship, one of the game's many sources of anthropomorphic encouragement, as they aid and recruit the creatures in need of regaining their pigments and their purchases on life. To do this, they visit the sunny shores of Dino Land, where dragons once roamed and being tough was the law of the land. Frostfright, where the cold and broken-hearted go to wallow in misery in search of a repair. And the Sanctum of Self, a place where Billy comes to terms with the part of their heart that isn't so full of sunshine and rainbows. The repressed reasons for the Leviathan coming into existence. In each area, you will navigate and explore a world stripped of color and feel satisfaction upon revitalizing it and the creatures with their lost light. The dynamic shift in tone is the game's main theme, that by adding color, the world is a better place both visually and metaphorically than it would be in black and white. It's here that the real excitement comes from taking part in coloring the characters and learning about their fears and desires. Rainbow Billy implements an original yet familiar mechanic for its confrontation system in the form of turn-based puzzle and riddle-solving attack minigames, whereby you match shapes and colors through button-pressing quick-time event sequences to recolor the characters and add dimension to their persons. Here, you use strategy, pattern recognition, and intuition to turn foes into friends, performing the necessary tasks and using multiple choice reasoning to help steer the characters on a different moral path by asking questions and giving answers that correspond to the correct temperament. The wrong series of moves can lead you to losing morale and having to restart the process of reconciliation. Here you have a degree of challenge and intrigue in that your physical reflexes get tested and you develop an emotional attachment through empathy. I personally connected with the storylines about depression, wanting to be successful in a career, sometimes being too lazy, and other times wanting to help others. These are characters that want to be seen as smart, strong, brave, pretty, competitive, to be recognized, to be remembered for something, to not be judged by their looks or sexuality, and ultimately to be more caring to themselves and to others. They have real, true to life, internal conflicts they're grappling with and are intelligently written with a proper balance between sincerity and self-satire, appealing toward compassion without seeming overly sentimental. I found many of the storylines to be saddening, some to be funny, and a lot to be good-natured and meaningful. It's clearly a game that means a lot to the team that made it, and that means something to me. As for the gameplay, there were some elementary platforming mechanics that are simple enough to feel enjoyable without feeling repetitive, as well as some puzzles that require a real thought to solve in order to advance to new areas. Each time you encounter these elements, they ask something different of you, just like each of the 60 friends you can make has a slightly different story to tell. You can collect thought bubbles that each have a joke or personal message written from a developer and can turn them in for cosmetic rewards to decorate the ship or use in photo mode. Every character has a biography that gets filled out and detailed, and you can learn more about them by leveling them up to make them more useful in battle. Basic RPG mechanics. I just appreciate the little details in the game like this, and like the descriptions of the fish that you can farm at various points in the map. This little indie's production values are on full display during all stages of play, and with it, the talent of the artists. The art design and the soundtrack are commendable, with the animation being easily my favorite part of the game, and the music is both upbeat and nostalgic. There's somewhere between 20 to 30 hours of quality content for the completionist that I am, that felt like it was worth my time and was a memorable experience. There seems to have been great effort and thought put into making Rainbow Billy the Curse of the Leviathan. For the production values, including the excellent art style, quality sound design, and the hopeful message of the writing and story, I would say Rainbow Billy is an 8 out of 10. A good game. High form, top tier, distinguished. And a good game is what I think it set out to be. Rainbow Billy is a coming-of-age tale with strong messages about warmth and acceptance and overcoming obstacles, of which I think most people will find agreeable. If it feels pushy at times with its messages, it does at least attempt to provide a dialogue that offers a reasonable perspective, one that the world feels better when we try to get along, communicate properly, and attempt to understand one another. The world of imagination does feel a little bit brighter in Rainbow Land. Thank you to Monovoid Entertainment and Skybound Interactive for providing a free copy of Rainbow Billy for me to play.